Hi, welcome to Gene Rants. I'm Gene, and I'm going to be talking. I've already talked about this at least once and maybe more about the New York mayoral race. Now, I understand to those of you who don't live in New York, especially anybody watching from another country, this may not be of interest to you, but I share things that are of interest to me. I lived, as I've mentioned many times in the past, I lived in New York for over 40 years. I moved where I am now, Tennessee, 2019. So I was in New York just a little over a week ago. I went back, I go back occasionally to visit friends. So I see what's going on there. I care about what's going on there. And that's why I'm talking about the mayoral race. As you may have heard, there is, the leading candidate, Democratic Socialist, and of course the Democratic part doesn't mean anything. Actually, Zoran Mandani is a communist. He's an out-and-out communist. If you listen to some of his ideas, I won't. That's a diversion for now. So you can look him up and find out things that he said. But he is leading right now. He's a 33-year-old assemblyman, comes from a wealthy family, never held a private sector job, and no work experience, which is true of a lot of Democrat politicians, by the way. But also, and he's an anti-Semite. And surprising to me, he's getting, if what I read is true, or heard is true, he's getting 38% of the Jewish vote, which really, really astounds me. Anyways, he has a lead right now, but there are two other candidates. Now, there's Andrew Cuomo, who lost, he's a Democrat. He lost the Democrat primary against Mamdani, and then you have Curtis Sliwa, who is a Republican candidate. And Cuomo, when he lost the primary, as you may know, he decided to run as an independent. So there are three people in the race. One thing I would suggest to avoid something like this in the future is to, as some states do, Louisiana, for instance, has runoffs. So you have all three would run, and then the top two vote getters, which would be Mamdani and Cuomo, then it would be a two-person race, and then Cuomo would have a real chance to win. He has, right now, Cuomo, he's getting 30-something percent, and then Sliwa is getting about 20%. No chance of winning, and people have been calling on him to drop out because the latest poll I saw, if Sliwa were to drop out, then the Cuomo is within the margin of error against Mamdani. So people have been urging him to drop out, and he said, he was just interviewed the other day. I saw the clip. And he says he's even been offered money, lots of money to drop out, and he says under no circumstances will I drop out. And if the next person who offers me money, I'm going to report them to the police because that's a bribe as far as he's concerned. And he won't be bribed. He's not dropping out. So the question is, and then there's a moral argument that he is the Republican nominee, and if there are people who want to vote for him, they should be allowed to vote for him. And you have to also remember, at this late stage, I think it's only 13 days to the election in New York, that if Sliwa drops out, his name will still be on the ballot. He will be on the ballot, and people, even if he drops out, might vote for him anyway. Number one, as a protest vote, or number two, just because they didn't realize that he dropped out. So that causes a problem. But what I don't understand, if I were Andrew Cuomo, I don't know why he isn't. Just because Sliwa is on the ballot, that doesn't mean that his supporters, that people have to vote for him. And this is what I don't understand. It's something that Cuomo should be doing. I would say he must do, and he's not doing it, which surprises me, which is to appeal directly to Sliwa voters. Say, I understand why you're supporting him, but the alternative is really he doesn't have a chance to win. It's between moderate Democrat, Andrew Cuomo, or a Democrat, an anti-Semitic, 33-year-old, never held a private sector job, Democratic Socialist who actually is a communist. Those are the two realistic choices. And so just Sliwa, it's his ego. He's staying in the race, but that doesn't mean you have to vote for him. And I would actually sweeten it up a little bit. Is I would pledge. Others have suggested this, that if I win Cuomo, if I pretend I'm Andrew Cuomo, if I win, I will offer. Curtis Sliwa the position of deputy mayor. He will be my deputy mayor, and I will put him in charge of law enforcement of crime, which of cleaning up crime and fighting crime. That is Sliwa's specialty, as I'm sure you know. He wears a red beret. He's the founder of the Guardian Angels, so you should know who they are. But in case I'm not going to dwell on that. So the point is, that's what Cuomo should do, and I don't understand why he's not just bypass Sliwa. He's not going to get out. And just the reason I'm recording this today, actually, we'll see what happens, is, well, the odds are infinitesimal that Cuomo or somebody from his campaign is going to see this. If you know somebody like that, definitely forward this to him, because I'm recording this the day before you see this. So by the time so why am I even saying that you should pass this on? It occurs to me, it doesn't make sense. You're seeing this the day after I'm recording it. The day I'm recording it is the final debate. And Cuomo, he's just run a terrible, he's not a very good candidate, number one. I wonder if he got elected governor in the first place was because he happens to be the son of Mario Cuomo, who was the former governor of New York, and maybe that's what put him over the line there. So I just have to. He's running a terrible campaign, and this would be so obvious. And what he should do in the debate tonight, which will be over by the time you see this, is he should make a direct appeal, opening statement, closing statement, or any chance he gets, appeal to Sliwa voters to vote for Andrew Cuomo, because if you vote for Sliwa, you're putting a Democratic Socialist, 33-year-old anti-Semite, never held a private sector job. You're making him mayor. You're doing that by default. And that's it for today. If you have any suggestions or, comments, you can put them in the comment section below the video. Subscribe. Share this video with anyone you think would benefit from it. But most of all, come back and see me again. I'd love to see all of you again. And until I do see all of you again, bye.